All right, so we are good to go. Today's meeting is not really a webinar, others we could have as many people as we wanted, is nothing very new, but just a refresher, a reminder about our exams, which now after COVID, everything has settled down and the exams have started picking up. And there are a lot of questions because we have quite a lot of options available now. So we thought we'd just do an informal meeting and just show you some stuff, what is new, what is going to come maybe, and what you need to remember for when you enter your candidates, your students for the exam. So we called it Mapping the Music Exams, and we are going to handle classical and jazz as well as rock and pop. I would suggest for better connectivity, please keep your videos off and stay on mute. If you have any questions or you need any clarifications, please put it in the chat box because we won't stop on the way. We have lots of material to show you and tell you about. So we will move at quite a fast pace. Our team also is here, members of our academic team, who would be answering all your queries in the chat box. Presenting with me today, we of course have Priya Chaturvedi from Dehradun, Senior Academic Consultant, and Gopalakrishnan from Kochi, Senior Consultant. So, Trinity College London music exams. Now, Trinity has supported the music education of so many students all over the world for over 150 years with assessments across a wide spectrum, including classical, original offering, and jazz, and rock and pop. Rock and pop being our latest addition, but not so new now. It's been, I think, 2011 we started rock and pop. So it's almost 14 years. May I request you to please keep your video off? Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
So we are going to take you through face-to-face as well as digital exam requirements and all you need to know. So to take the first part of the presentation, I'm going to invite Priya, who's going to present the classical and jazz suite face-to-face exams. So Priya, over to you.
Thank you, Anjali, and a very good afternoon to you all. As Anjali said, there is nothing in this that's very new to you. You're all seasoned teachers. But now we have such a multitude of platforms and pathways. It's a very timely refresher, I think. So with face-to-face classical and jazz, you have the instruments very clearly laid out. There are all the instrument families from the orchestra, woodwind, brass, piano, drum kit, also guitar, very popular, electronic keyboard, and singing, as well as the organ. So these are the instruments you can choose. Now, let's go on to the structure and the marks. So first we'll discuss the structure, then we'll go on to the marks breakup and the assessment criteria. So the pieces, we have 3 pieces from the repertoire list of the relevant syllabus. For those singing teachers, please note that in the advanced grades 6 to 8, it is 4 songs, followed by then technical work. The candidates will prepare. Options include scales, arpeggios, exercises, orchestral extracts. As per the grade, a selection is asked by the examiner. Do remember, not every syllabus asks for scales and arpeggios. For example, in brass, you have lip flexibility exercises. In electronic keyboard, at the advanced grade, you have a sequencing exercises. In drum kit, you have the drum rudiments and so on. but it is technical work, which is exactly what it says. It examines your command over the technique of the instrument. Our supporting tests, that is the final in the face-to-face examination. We will be going into these in some detail. In grade initial to 5, candidates can choose 2 tests from among the choice of sight reading, orals or ear test, musical knowledge, and improvisation. In the advanced grades, sight reading becomes compulsory. So the choice, and there is no musical knowledge, so the choice will be between orals and improvisation for the second test. All right. So let's go into the assessment and the marks. That is the structure of the exam. So what is the assessment for the pieces? Fluency and accuracy. Now, every piece has a total of 22 marks, and those 22 marks are divided into 7, 7, and 8 as follows. Fluency and accuracy. Now, of course, fluency, we know what it means, and notational accuracy is there, but it's very nicely summed up by Trinity with the catchphrase, me and the music. It's about how the candidate relates to the music, performs the music, and gives of themselves to the music. So all that is me and the music. The second band is, again, 7 marks, technical facility. That is me and the instrument. So as it says, the instrument, whichever it is, the technical command over all the many things that go up to make up the sound of an instrument, the tonal quality, exploiting to the maximum efficiency all that the instrument does have to offer and the pieces do demand. So that is technical facility. And you will notice it's very interesting. We think very often that just getting the notes right and is enough. But it isn't, because the most marks, an extra mark, that's 8 marks, is given to communication and interpretation, which is me and the audience. We understand Trinity places great value on the fact that music is a communicative art, it's a performing art. So how the student plays with feeling, with expression, with personal interpretation in a way that would appeal to an audience. And that is very important. Teachers do note those, that mark breakup really says it all. All right, so let's go on to the next, which is, of course, the yes. So in the face-to-face, in technical work, you're preparing all the requirements according to the instrument and the grade. And you will find very useful information. I do urge you all to keep a copy of the syllabus. You can download it from the net with you to get all the information you require about technical work. All queries, doubts, questions, all are addressed there. But do remember, there are no changes in the technical work as of today. It is exactly the same as it was earlier. Yeah. So let's go into the first test, which is coming up here, which is the oral test, that's the ear test. You need to know that it is based, when you are practicing with your students, teachers, remember, it is based, questions are based on one musical example, which the examiner will play. It's not just a memory test, because, it will look at things like pitch, like rhythm, other musical features, and questions will be asked. So musical instinct also plays a role here. So do teach your children how to react musically when they listen to music and hearing. No singing is required at all. And please do invest in the oral books, which are very useful, full of examples. And they have got CDs available. Of course, you should also know that none of the examples given in the books is going to be played by the examiner. Examiner will carry fresh material. Musical knowledge is going to be based on the pieces that the student has played. The parameters are very clear. Again, they are available in the syllabus, and as it goes on, it is a progressive, deeper knowledge. So what you are asked for in grade initial can be repeated in grade 3 with additional things. So it's inclusive. It goes on that way. There's an open style of questioning. Now, what does that mean? It means that the examiner doesn't just say where is this arpeggio or where is the scale. They would ask something like, do you see any passages that could be like a scale? Do you see something where you feel the key has changed? It's almost like a dialogue, and
That's all right.
students should, and for students to also know their
Priya, just a moment.
pieces
Priya, just a
when
moment.
learning them.
May I request you all put yourself on mute? It is disturbing, when we hear voices in between. It interrupts the flow. Divya, could you go on mute, please? Yeah,
I
sorry,
think
Priya.
Mr. Kumar could. Thank you. Right. So you see that, that please remember that musical knowledge, even though it's not asked for in grade 6 and 8, is something that you should inculcate in your student because it helps them to perform the piece better if they know what it is made up of. And of course, the guidance is available in the syllabus. And the final important one, which is sight reading, goes all the way up from initial to grade 8. Again, the parameters are very clear, mapped out and given in the syllabus. There are no traps, as we say. What is given in the parameters is exactly what is reflected in the music that is put for the student. It's designed as a short piece with everything a short piece would have. That means tempo, dynamics, key signature, modulation, all that. And the student gets 30 seconds to look at it, to play through, to try out parts of it. And remember, new sight reading books are available. Sight reading is something that is really benefits by constant practice. And of course, again, no sample from any sight reading book that you have will feature in the exam. There will be fresh material. Yeah. So that is what makes up this exam. And the final one is, of course, improvisation. This is fluent. It is required to be coherent. That means it's going somewhere. It's not just a random series of notes. So the examiner will see that is there a kind of narration in the improvisation? Is there some element of creativity to any one of the musical stimuli as per the candidate's choice? The candidate can choose stylistic, can use motivic, which would feature one motive, which is then expanded upon and improvised upon. Harmonic, which of course, as you can see over here, and it's there except in the violin and the viola. Uh, you have chord structures, and you can build your improvisation around the chord progressions. So these are the three, and they are very creative tools, very interesting. So with that, we come to the end of the face-to-face classical jazz structure, and I'm handing over to Anjali now, who will take you through the digital platform. Anjali?
Thank you, Priya. Thank you for that very comprehensive background about our face-to-face exams. Let's move on to the digital exams, which are getting increasingly popular, though we still have some diehards who like the face-to-face. But we are seeing that over the last year or so, digital exams are becoming really very popular and very, very they are very inclusive because there are no restrictions as to when you can take them or how you can take them. It is a very simple process which I'm going to take you through. Mr. Ramalingam, can you switch off your video and your audio? Thank you. So, this is still the classical and jazz. So the digital exams for classical and jazz now offer two options. I hope all of you know this. There is one which is the technical work pathway, which is like a face-to-face exam where there's 3 pieces and technical work, plus overall performance, which replaces the supporting tests, and which is the one, this is the one we have been doing since the time the digital exams came in. The second one, which was introduced last year, is the repertoire-only pathway. Now, this gives you the option of doing only pieces without any technical work, and there are no marks for overall performance. So, for the repertoire-only pathway, instead of 3 pieces, you will offer 4 pieces, 5 in singing, grades 6 to 8. The exam entry process does not change. It is exactly the same, but when you are making the entry on the mass enrollment sheet, please make sure you choose the correct pathway. Otherwise, when your login details come, we get so many questions as to, oh, I can only see 4 pieces appearing. I can't see technical work options or anything. This happens only because you have not chosen the right option. So make sure you choose the right option when you are filling up your form. So let's look at the technical work pathway first and the
మీకు డిస్కస్
structure and mark scheme.
మరి మీటింగ్ అవుతుంది ట్రినిటీ టీచర్స్ ది లేకపోతే అక్కడ టీవీ బంద్ చేస్తారా మరి
Mr. Sudhir, I think you all should be a little more sensitive when you join the meeting as to, how you need to conduct yourself. Thank you. So for the technical work pathway, you can play and sing 3 pieces, which is 66 marks. For singing grade 6 to 8, as I mentioned, 4 pieces. The technical work, which carries 14 marks, it has the normal scales, exercises, whatever is the option in your chosen instrument. Grade 6 to 8 singing, the technical work carries 12 marks. That is because you are choosing 4 songs. And the overall performance criteria, there are 2 sections to it, 10 marks each, and that makes a total of the rest of the marks, that is 20 marks. Your program order can be performed any way you want. You can start with your technical work and then follow it up with your pieces. You can start with your pieces and follow it up with your technical work. There is an option also that you do your technical work between the pieces. However, I personally don't think in all my years of experience that it's a very good idea to do that, because you are being marked on overall performance, where you need to show how you can move from one style to another style. And I think bringing in the technical work in between is a little distracting for the candidate. But the option is there, so you can do it. And of course, the breakup of marks is 22, 22, 22 for the pieces, 14 for technical work, and performance delivery and focus is 10 marks, and musical awareness is 10 marks. We're not going to go into too much detail of all this, because this is basically a meeting to tell you about the structure and the requirements of the exam. And we've done enough of this in all our webinars before. So now the repertoire-only pathway. Yes, for those who were missing the certificate exams in the digital offering, this is your option, because certificate exams, the foundation, intermediate, and advanced, had you just playing a selection of pieces. So now you can do it at every grade by choosing the repertoire-only pathway. So 4 pieces, they carry 25 marks each, making a total of 100. And in the singing, grade 6 to 8, because there are 5 pieces, it's 20 marks each. And the breakup, the fluency and accuracy now becomes 8. Technical facility becomes 8, and communication and interpretation becomes 9, to give you a total of 25. So that is the repertoire only pathway, but do remember to choose which one you're appearing for when you make the entry. So now I'm going to hand over to Gopal, who will take you through the technical work requirement of the digital exam.
Thank you, Anjali ma'am, and good afternoon, everyone. So here we are looking into the technical work requirements for the digital exam, and which is relevant in our technical work pathway if that is chosen. The candidate has to perform a selection of technical work appropriate to their instrument and grade. That's quite important because we do have separate requirements for or different requirements for different instruments, and refer to the technical work digital exams for the relevant requirements. And format of the technical work section is largely the same as we've seen a face-to-face, but the list of requirements is much smaller. And for the equivalent grade exam syllabus, because we have two divisions of set A, set B, and even set C in some of the subjects, and some of the section or the set will be compulsory, and candidate has the option to choose from the rest of the requirements of the rest of the set. In the case of scales and arpeggios, candidates select one of the two defined groups, set A and or set B. And in the document, it is also mentioned as section 1 and section 2. And this definitely reflects the process which is followed in our face-to-face, wherein the examiner will be choosing this scales and exercises to be, or rather scales and arpeggios to be played. Not all these scales and arpeggios is asked. So meeting the same requirements in the digital, that is mainly the reason this is divided into two sections, and which the candidate has the liberty to choose from. As far as exercises goes, the studies, exercises, orchestral extracts, it is the same number of items as what we see in the face-to-face exam. And there again, we do have some options depending on the subject which we are appearing for. And for more information, requesting you all to visit our website, and a lot of details given there. And one very important thing which we all need to keep in mind as we record for our digital exam and for the technical work in particular, the use of metronomes or other timekeeping assistance is not allowed. So this definitely applicable for the pieces as well. A lot of questions and concerns coming recently with regard to this. Not only metronomes, timekeeping assistance in the form of tapping or clapping, which can disturb the exam performance, which can disturb the overall interpretation and character of the performance, is not allowed in the digital exams. Please keep this in mind. And as was mentioned earlier, the technical work can be presented either at the start, in between the two pieces, or towards the end. A quick look into the main requirements for the digital exams. Here is a checklist. Relevant grade syllabus to be referred for sure, and give particularly the piece selection, the performance and interpretation, the instruments. We will be dealing with these instruments a bit later in the presentation today. The supporting documents, there is own composition or own choice, which definitely more relevant for the rock and pop. We have to upload those documents. Accompaniment, we will be dealing with this a bit later as well, because there are a lot of things coming up in the accompaniment can be used. The recorded backing track or the accompaniment for the digital exams, it is definitely allowed in the digital. We will be seeing that in detail. Music and copies, as we all know, original book is needed. We do have a lot of options these days, not only the physical copies, which we used to have earlier. We have this ebook, which is there in the Trinity ebook store. Also the single edition, if the candidate would like to purchase a piece separately. And a checklist for the recording, read the appropriate syllabus, and download the technical work guidance, because this is quite important for us in recording. This needs to be shown in between the performance. Do remember, the book needs to be closed and it has to be performed from memory. Show the technical work bundle or the printout. It could be written in a separate sheet as well, or someone from behind the camera, the teacher, can request the candidate to perform the same list as what we see in the document. And filming the performance, we have a detailed guidelines as to how to film your performance. Each instrument, the requirements are different. We're requesting you all to have a good look into that one. And HD off, because it may consume a lot of memory and the file size will be quite huge. So suggesting to keep it off, and the battery and storage capacity, so that we don't lose any of the recordings which we do. As we all know, it's not an easy task to get the entire video getting recorded. And we all know it has to be a one continuous performance from the start up to the end, everything, including changing the pages, taking any other copies in between. All these need to come in the recording. And some phone cameras have the AGC function. This hampers the contrast and dynamics to check if it can be turned off in the settings. Over to you, ma'am. I think we have done the recording here.
Thank you, Gopal. Thank you. So we are back to offline or face-to-face, this time for rock and pop. And we'll first, of course, look at the instruments, which you can see immediately. All are part of the units of a traditional rock band: the bass guitar, drums, guitar, keyboards, and, of course, vocals. So candidates can choose from any of these 5 instruments. Now let's have a look at the requirements, structure that is, and the marks. Song 1, it's very simple. You select from the rock and pop book for your grade and for, of course, your chosen instrument or voice. So that's song 1, and it carries 25 marks. Now, you can also choose another song from no, you can choose it from I'm sorry. You can choose it from the book. The song 2 is where, for a lot of teachers, it's a little complex. Actually, it's a very exciting choice that it presents to students because it adds flexibility and personalization into the exam. So the students can choose, with your help, another song from the gradebook, that's quite all right, or from the e-store. They can choose there are other options, the own choice song. So this is not in Trinity published material, but it does fit the standard of the grade level. It must. So the parameters for what these standards are very clearly given in the syllabus, and you can download it from trinityrock.com. Now the option 3 for song 2 is a self-composed song. This is
Priya,
a very enjoyable
Priya?
process for...
Priya, we
Yeah.
have the details of this coming
Yes,
up
Anshul?
later.
Yeah.
We have the details of this coming up after
All right.
this, so just do the marks in this.
All right, so I'll just name them, enumerate them. Option 3 is self-composed. Just remember, 2 and 3 have to be unaccompanied, played to a backing track, and include vocals performed live by candidate or a live musician accompanying. Now, ensure that some form of written music is given to the examiner for this. Now, in song 3 is called the technical focus. Now, the first 2 songs carry 25 marks, but the technical focus song, which will be carrying 30 marks, and it focuses on specific technical elements, a certain detail of technique generally. It must be played to the backing track, and a special attention has to be given because a lot of the assessment will depend on how the points of technical focus are addressed by the student, apart, of course, from the overall performance. Now we come to the session skills. Now, what is a session skill? It is exactly what it says. It's the kind of skill that is focused and points towards. Actually, I think we can, yeah, maybe. That's fine. Session musician. Session musician is someone, in case you don't know, who is called to either record or play live with a band on a particular song or for a particular show, and is not as such part of the... There are many freelance session musicians, And these two skills that are being offered in this exam are of great help. So they have to, now the session skills, you have to choose one of two options, either playback, which is, this is some music that is neither seen nor heard before by the candidate. They have two chances to play along with the track. And the other one is improvisation. So you have to improvise in a specified style, and that will be given as per the grade. You get the kind of styles you must prepare. And over again, a track, and again, two chances will be given to try it out before being assessed. And that is the face-to-face rock and pop. I hand over now for the digital platform explanation.
Okay, we kind of didn't go through all the slides where there was more detail. Priya kind of, did it in the first slide, but there are details. We will be sending you these slides as a PDF, and hopefully the recording will also be available. So song 1, as Priya said, is from the book. Song 2 can also be from the book, but it has very many choices. It could be something from outside. It could be a self-composed song, and it also could be a song from the older syllabus of Trinity. And song 2 could also be unaccompanied, played to a backing track, include added vocals, as well as you can have a live accompanist come in with you to accompany the song. Song 3 is technical focus, and as Priya said, 30 marks. There are no questions on that. It has to be from the book. There are 3 songs of technical focus. Choose one for the technical focus assessment, but you can choose all 3 to perform as song 1, song 2, but specify which is your technical focus song. And session skills, Priya had listed out in detail. So we move on to the digital exams. Now, in the digital rock and pop, what happens is the only difference is that we are playing just 3 pieces, 3 songs, song 1, song 2, and technical focus. There is no session skills. That is replaced, as in the classical suite, by overall performance. And the breakup of marks is on the side, as you can see. In the digital, the overall performance, as we saw in the classical, is about performance delivery and focus, assurance and continuity of delivery, consistency of focus, and about musical awareness, demonstration of your own, the candidate's musical personality in a little bit of own interpretation. Some of the songs require improvisation also, and the ability to move between styles and maintain the correct style there. So in a nutshell, to just see the comparison, face-to-face and digital, there's song 1, 2, and 3 in both. There's session skills in face-to-face, and there is overall performance in the digital exam. So this is just a summary of the requirements. I'm going to hand over to Gopal for the resources that are available. Now, the resources, I'd just like to say this, that we have a lot of resources. All you need to do is go to the website and you need to access these. Can you switch off your video and audio, please? Please turn it off. I can't get your pronunciation. Irudaya Sami.
Yes.
So these resources are really important, and they really
Ma'am,
help
sometimes
you.
that voice is breaking.
Yeah, that's all right. Put it in the chat. We can't help connections. Just keep your video and audio. If you keep your video on, our connections will get affected and you won't get the voice. Please turn your audio off. Mute. Please mute.
Irudaya Swami sir, can you hear me? Kekada sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, கொஞ்சம் mute பண்றீங்களா? Yes.
So Gopal, now you can take over the resources section, and if needed, maybe, I don't know if you would like a little local language coming in the middle, you can intersperse it if necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. So, as was ma'am explained, the resources, something which we have to explore lots, not much done, to be honest, by a lot of teachers. Plenty of resources are there in the website, audio, video, and printed materials. And what we see here is a single edition, like what was mentioned. This is one latest edition which has come up in Trinity's bookstore. Candidate has the option to choose one song and buy one. Definitely, this will save cost for sure. And as we move forward, we can see the books which are there, very well designed books of the rock and pop, the graded song books with all the demo tracks, the backing tracks, performance notes, guidance on the technical focus, and guidance on the session skills as well. And we do find a lot of videos and recordings, even printed materials for all the session skills in the website, which will be coming later. Here it is, mainly the videos, downloads, PDF resources, and this is separately for rock and pop as what we see here. Some good instructions for the session skills. We get to know the different styles, and requesting you all to navigate through this one and get more understanding and to get a better performance. Of course, better teaching eventually as teachers, which is our big role. This is what we see for the classical and jazz on the website. There is a tab called the support resources. I'm sure some of the teachers have gone through this one. And when we click and we are taken to the support resources page, for each instrument, there are resources, and there are some general resources, which includes the supporting test and own composition. And we get sample booklet as well for different subjects, not the entire book, for us to get an understanding as to what the standards are. Very useful for new teachers to have a look at the exam repertoire and supporting test as well. We discussed the musical knowledge. We saw a page earlier with the arrow marks, what could be the probable questions, which is a printed material. Oral test, plenty of videos for the different grades, and which comes under the general category or general resources. And that's it in this one. So we had a good look into all the offerings or the exam products of Trinity, and summing up, these are the attainment levels for all the exams. It is common for all the exams, rock and pop, and the classical, be it digital or the face-to-face. It is 87 to 100 distinction, 75 to 86 merit, 60 to 74 is pass, 45 to 59 below pass, and 0 to 44 below pass 2. So we get a very clear understanding. 60 is the base minimum pass mark which is needed, and all the achievement bands are clearly mentioned. And but another important thing is, it is not necessary for us to pass each and every small section. It's the total marks which is considered. And let us all be informed with regard to the syllabus validity. All the existing syllabus is, all the existing syllabus is continuing, no end date. It is valid for an indefinite period, and any change to this will be informed 12 months in advance, which is a very good enough time for us to be prepared. And most of the repertoire and technical work will remain indefinitely copyright and territory dependent, because it's some of the things needs to be removed depending on the territory. And in this context, I just would like to mention one more thing. Rock and pop, requesting all to have a quick look into some of the songs, very few of the songs which has been removed, and there are some additions to it. We have the single editions of those songs as well, because once we prepare a song, it should not end up that it's not featuring in the syllabus. Very few songs have been removed due to some restrictions. Requesting all teachers to have a look into that as well.
Thank you, Gopal. Thank you for that. We urge you to please go onto our website. It has been revamped and it has a lot of support material which will really help you in the exam preparation of your students. So we're now going to address a couple of general topics which the questions come up in our, teachers groups, the different teachers groups that we have very, very often. One, of course, was syllabus validity. I hope we will not hear this question again, that is this syllabus valid? Is that syllabus valid? All syllabuses that are available at the moment are valid. Of course, not going back beyond the 2018 syllabus. Roshan, could you please mute yourself? Roshan, thank you. So, another question that keeps coming up a lot is accompaniment. So we're just going to list for you the different things available in the classical and jazz digital grades as far as recorded accompaniment goes. The candidate can use recorded accompaniments in all grades, right from initial to grade 8. In a digital exam, do remember, only in a digital exam. Some exceptions for duets, these must be played on the original duet instrument. So if you're doing a piano duet for the exam, the secondo part must be played by the piano. Okay? For other items, these can be played either on piano or an instrumental track may be used. I'm having people annotating the slides. Rajendran or somebody is annotating the slide now. It gets covered. Please remove that. Just remember, the track must not offer any assistance to the candidate than the original piano part. So the melody cannot be doubled. Otherwise, the exam will be referred. The tracks must not include the solo instrument line played on the candidate's instrument. That is, be a demo track, or the exam may be again referred. So be careful about this. Now for classical and jazz grades, Trinity recorded accompaniments set out below can be used for all digital grades exams. Drum kit Group A performance and acoustic guitar pieces where it says with backing must always be accompanied by the Trinity backing tracks. Solo performances in place of live accompaniment backing tracks are not permitted. If it is a piece that requires a backing track, you need to play it with the backing track, not solo. It won't be accepted. Candidates can have help operating the backing track so that it doesn't disrupt the performance. The sound levels need to be checked before the recording starts to ensure that the balance is right. And the candidate is the hero, so that instrument needs to be heard. Now, the recorded accompaniment for face-to-face exams in the classical and jazz suite. We can use recorded accompaniments and backing tracks as follows. The drum kit at all grades for Group A pieces, and it needs to be the Trinity backing tracks. Acoustic guitar for all grades. Again, it needs the Trinity backing tracks. Jazz woodwind, not so popular here, but we still have some people taking these exams. And all other instruments can have recorded accompaniment up to grade 3. All right. They can also have a live accompaniment, but they can use a recorded accompaniment, but only up to grade 3. The track must not offer assistance to the candidate. That is very important, so be careful. For duets, as mentioned before in the digital, the recorded part must be played on the original duet instrument. Now, for diplomas, This is quite a common question also. For digital music diplomas, Trinity does advise that candidates perform to live accompaniment. However, they will accept recorded accompaniments in the diploma exams, in the digital diploma exams. Again, recorded parts should be on piano for digital diploma exams, except for drum kit, where you can have a backing track. If recorded parts on other instruments are required for any reason, approval must be obtained in advance. Now, for the diplomas of classical and jazz face-to-face, recorded accompaniment is simply not permitted. It must be performed live in the exam, except for drum kit. All this information is on our website and also in the syllabus. Now, a little word on playback equipment. Candidates need to provide the playback equipment unless other arrangements have been made by the center. So you need to check that. This is for a face-to-face exam. Examiners will not operate the playback equipment. This is classical and jazz, remember. This should be done by the candidate, teacher, or another person not related to the candidate, who must leave the room as soon as they finish the duty of playing the track. For rock and pop, you must use Trinity backing tracks. You can't use any other backing tracks unless you're doing song 2, where you are giving a backing track which has been created by you or somebody else is accompanying you. The recorded accompaniment for face-to-face grades, the examiner has all the backing tracks that are there for the songs in the songbooks, as well as any additional tracks published by Trinity. Examiners will operate the backing track and provide a sound check before the first song. The Trinity backing tracks must be used for any songs chosen from the songbooks, the Trinity songbooks. If song 2 is own choice, the backing track has to be given to the examiner on a USB stick in MP3 format. CDs nowadays, most computers don't have CD drives. And backing tracks for vocals, transpose songs, must also be given to the examiner on a USB stick. So I hope that is clear. A little word about audio downloads. We do get a lot of questions on this. And the biggest problem is that, the code has already been used. We suggest you buy from legitimate music shops in our country. We also suggest that you do not buy from Amazon, because in Amazon there is a lot of problem. You do not see the tracks. The tracks are not there. They've already been downloaded. And sometimes even the books are photocopied. So please use original publications. And of course, our website is very, very good. The Trinity Shop and Trinity Press is excellent. So ebooks, you have to go onto the Soundwise platform and download your backing tracks with the code given at the back of the ebook. Now, how can you obtain these backing tracks and accompaniments? You can get it on Soundwise, as we just saw. You can get it from the Trinity audio platform, which is on the website. Again, as I say, there is an audio downloads page. Please go to it and you will find backing tracks for a lot of instruments. One thing you need to note, we used to have backing tracks on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, and YouTube. These now will not be on any streaming platforms. The new backing tracks that may come about, the ones that are existing can be used. Definitely you can still use them, but these platforms may remove them at any point of time without notice. So don't rely on it. Our resources page also has a lot of backing tracks. So please explore the syllabus if you are teachers of instruments that require these backing tracks. And now for just the last part, instruments, which has a lot of questions too, I'll hand over to Gopal and maybe get rid of these scratches on my screen.
Okay. So there have been some significant changes in the instrument requirements once the digital exam started. As we see here, the piano, the acoustic, upright or grand, or the digital pianos must be used. The tone quality should be capable of fulfilling the demands of the repertoire being presented in the exams. Now, digital pianos may be used at all grades, but must have sufficient range for the selected pieces. No adjustment to the score is allowed. Touch sensitivity definitely, undoubtedly should be there. And sustained pedal should be there if needed for the piece. The solo piano voice must be used. For the digital exams, electronic keyboards can be used up to grade 3, and provided the instrument is touch sensitive and is capable of achieving all the requirements of the chosen pieces. And sustained pedal is needed if required for the piece, and ensure there is sufficient range for the piece selected. There are some piano pieces which may not be quite suitable to be played on the piano because of the octave range, and solo piano voice to be chosen. And the examiners will be assessing only what they hear. We can't have any kind of assumption there. So based on what they hear, assessment will be made, and if the requirements are not really met, but it may get reflected in the report or maybe even referred for that matter. As we move to the diploma exams, acoustic grand or upright piano is for the piano diplomas, and digital pianos are not permitted. Quite important to note, for some time that was allowed for the diploma exams. Digital is taken off. Only an acoustic grand or upright pianos allowed for the diploma exams, ATCL and LTCL. And the last one here, electronic drum kits. It's accepted for digital rock and pop drums at all grades, making these exams available to more candidates. And previously, there was a restriction for the grade 7 and 8, for which acoustic kit was compulsory. And there are some limitations with the electronic drum kit. Some good guidance is given there in the website, as well as syllabus document and other attachments which we have in the website, how we can achieve certain effects which is needed for the drums exams and which may not be available in the electronic drum kits. And candidates should ensure the song choices are suitable for their instrument.
So thank you, Gopal, for that. I'm getting a lot of echo. Jinesh, can you turn your mic off? So we come to the end of the presentation here. Now we are open to questions.
Hello.
I'm trying to see if there are any questions that need to be answered. You all have asked for recording and the PDF. We will definitely send you that so that you can refer to it whenever you like. Are there any other questions that you would like to ask? You can also put it in the groups, in the WhatsApp groups.
Ma'am,
Yes.
when can we expect the diploma course for the rock and pop, ma'am? Is it?
There is a little bit of a glitch in some approvals of
All right.
songs. So
Okay.
we should, I hope, we're all waiting for it. It's late by a year. I promised that you would have it in July last year, but
All right.
unfortunately that has not been possible, and neither does London have a date yet as to
Okay.
when it will be out. But it's kind of all ready. There's just some approvals that have to be got.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything
Ma'am,
else? Yes.
ma'am, for the copies that we are buying from the store, there is always
Yeah.
an order ID. Now, in terms
Yes.
of the last examination, we did get a feedback that original copies should be used. So, is there a way to
Mm-hmm.
mention or highlight this while submitting the video so that it does not
So,
get misunderstood that it's an
yes, I
invalid
saw
copy?
that question. I saw that question in the chat. What you need to do is before the exam starts,
Ask
when the
Iradi.
when the recording starts, please hold the book close to the camera where it says prepared for so and so by Trinity College Press. You know, at the bottom of the page, if you have a
Yes, ma'am.
printed copy, you just
Yes.
show that part very pointedly to the camera. Like we show an original book cover, that way you just show the page at the bottom saying that it is prepared for so and so. That's
Sure, ma'am.
enough
And
proof.
thank you so much for the clarification. Just a supporting question on this.
Yeah.
Is one copy, one conservatory copy or one music school copy can be used for other students as well?
Yes, you may. You
Yes,
may
ma'am.
do
Thank you so
that.
much. Thank you so much.
You may. Any other questions?
There is a question on the certified music educator in the chat.
No, the CME is not available in India.
Okay.
There is a qualification in the UK, but it is not available in India. You just have to get your either teaching certificate, diploma, or your performance diplomas. That would be the proof.
Okay. And there is a question on Trinity Grade 8 violin. Is it possible to perform only the 4 pieces without the scales and technical exercises?
Yes, that is the repertoire only pathway.
The digital.
Yes, in the digital exams, not in the face-to-face. This option is not there in the face-to-face. Note Lab, we are planning to run a training on this probably next month. And we hope to clarify a lot of things because it's still being tested. It's being tested by some teachers here and abroad. There are a few permissions that have to be got, but you can use it immediately. So my suggestion is that you do try and use it. If you like, you can talk to Abhilash Ashok Kumar, who's one of our consultants and is using it quite actively. He might be able to help you. Abhi, can you put your email ID in the chat box? He's
Yes.
on the meeting.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Anne, you can contact him and he would be very happy to guide you till the time we do a full training. Is there anything
And
else? No diploma for keyboard exams. Unfortunately, no. Nothing for
Ma'am,
acoustic guitar also. Yes.
ma'am, is it possible to purchase ebooks or one song from that ebooks, whatever we want? Not
Yes.
from Trinity London, but from music centers in India.
No, I'm
Because
sorry, that option is not there. You have
and
to
that,
purchase from Trinity London.
but is it possible in the future to develop this kind of facility also?
No, it would have to happen directly from there because they are the copyright holders.
Okay, and only PayPal we can use it for that, right?
No, credit card?
I
You
tried
can
to
use
do
it.
it, but it didn't accept my one
No,
payment.
maybe your international is
Oh,
not enabled.
yeah,
Please
it's
talk
right.
to
My
the bank.
internet. Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, I had a
Abhi, have you
question.
put your email ID?
Yes, ma'am. I done, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Dom.
I teach online, so can I register for the digital grade? Can I register my student who is based overseas? Or would they need to be in
If there
India?
is no center in the place the student is, yes, you can register them from India. And a lot of teachers do register them from India. But then the certificate, everything would come to India. It won't
Because
go
now
to
you
the
have that
student.
option where there's no physical copy coming in for the certificate, so it's gonna be an online. e-copy which comes to your login as per the new
Yes, for
update
the
that is.
digital exam, that
Uh-huh.
comes, and frankly, you can't even download that. You cannot download that. You will have to keep it in your account on Trinity College London.
Oh,
Yes, it's a digital document.
and you can't print it?
You can ask for a printed version by paying a little extra,
Oh,
but
okay.
you can't, if you print that, it's like you probably take a screenshot or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It's like having things in your DigiLocker.
Right.
It's exactly like that. Your account would be there, the candidate's account would be there on the Trinity website,
Will there
platform,
be
not
more
website.
information given on that, on how that works? Because I
No,
on
it's
the
just there. The instructions are there when you get a digital certificate. The mail comes, and then you go and create your account,
okay.
your certificate. Everything, all credits to that person will be saved
Hmm.
in like a digital wallet.
Right, right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Ma'am, I have a
How
question.
can I choose pieces for ATCL? If you choose from the syllabus, you don't have to send for approval. If you include any pieces outside the syllabus, you have to send the whole program for approval to Trinity, and directions are there on the website for how to go about the approval process. Um, when you're choosing, just make sure you keep in mind that you should have a program that covers most genres.
Look at different styles. The ATCL repertoire list is very vast. You will definitely find what you want there if you like. And just keep an eye on the fact that it should cover various styles to give a good idea of your versatility, and also be within the required time limit given for the exam.
Varshini, yes, they will carry the same value as face-to-face exams, the digital exams, because the certificate is identical. The credits that you get for it are the same. There is no difference in wording. It's just that you can't show a piece of paper. You can if you pay the extra 500 rupees, but you can't show that paper. You can just send it when you're applying anywhere, or for a job, you can just send the digital copy. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
This repertoire pathway, when we choose the four pieces, can we choose it from the same book, or is there some special list
No, it's
from
the
there?
same. It's from the syllabus. It's from the syllabus itself. And where you have a group A or a group B and a group B, where you have to choose one from group A, one from group B, and the third one, when we're doing the other technical pathway exam, from either of the groups. The fourth piece will also be acceptable from either of the groups.
Okay. Suppose I have a book marked to 2018 to 2021 to 2023
You
piano
can
book
use it.
grade. So can I choose four pieces from that, just that one
Yes,
book? No.
absolutely.
Okay.
Make sure you look at the syllabus repertoire for the grade and these, because as we said, Gopal mentioned that some pieces may have been withdrawn. So just make sure it's listed there.
Okay, ma'am. And secondly, like, are the music theory exams also going to become digital?
They are already there. They are already there.
Oh,
So it's
they're already there in
available.
the digital.
You can get information on the website, digital theory
Fine.
exams.
Yes, ma'am, about
Somebody is
the
asking about downloading ATCL pieces sheet music. You have to go and either purchase the sheet music, or you have to get to a website which provides, you must have proof that you have taken it from a website that provides it free.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
recital anthology, Samuel, has a very good selection of pieces for ATCL piano.
Ma'am,
Yes,
There is
about music theory exams digital platform. Is it
Yeah.
possible you to conduct some kind of training how to do it?
Yeah, again, there are a few things that we are working out here as to how, because the candidate has to go and register, make the payment themselves and all that. So we are trying to work out how it can be done, and yet, the center gets the information that this candidate has appeared. Very soon it'll be launched, and then we'll run trainings.
So teacher cannot apply for them and they only doing that.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Any teacher can.
Thank you, ma'am.
For face-to-face exams, certificate will be given digital certificate or hard copy? Hard copy, not digital.
That's a question from Varshini. Purchasing books online, how do we ensure it's in the syllabus? It's
Online meaning from where, Varshini? Which platform?
purchasing books online, how do we find if that book's syllabus is still valid?
That book's syllabus? I'm not understanding the question. Varshini, can you speak and ask this? We're going to have to wrap up very soon. Varshini?
Yes, there in the online platform, there are books of the old syllabus still available. Amazon, maybe.
Yes, ma'am. There are still books available for the old syllabus, so we are not able to
check the syllabus list, no? Check the list of pieces in the syllabus, in the Trinity syllabus, and see if it is there.
In the syllabus list, in the pieces list, you can see a column which book contains these pieces. You can just cross-verify with that column and the book which you see online.
Okay, I think it's a wrap. You can send us questions if you like. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope this has been useful.
Madam, one question.
Yes.
Madam, this pathway playing 4 pieces, is it applicable for all the instrument like drums, violin, electronic keyboard, piano?
Every instrument.
For everything?
Every
instrument. This pathway is applicable for all the instruments.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, everybody have a nice day, and we're always there for any questions. I know they'll keep coming, but thank you very much for attending today. A whole lot of things in the chat. Is there anything? No.
Anjali ma'am, thank you very much. It was.
Hello, sister. How are you?
I come only because the way you are talking about.
Mother cannot tell.
Yes.
Because
Now I know. I'll see you in the West Zone one also.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay.
Okay, you're most welcome.
You look so tired, but
I look so
tired.
Tired. Okay.
Yeah. I pray for you and for your group. Okay, full group. I pray for you all.
Thank you, sister. We need your prayers. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, who is that? Yes, tell me.
Thank you for this wonderful explanation for the examination, ma'am.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, guys, I'm going to log off now. I'm ending this now. Somebody started a class.
Yeah. We'll meet on the...
We'll meet up. Yeah, we'll meet up after.
Right.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you all.